Happy Monday, everyone. I hope everyone had a wonderful weekend. Picture this. Can you imagine having a nurse that is caring for you, taking your vital signs, giving you medication, just giving you the best care possible? And you find out actually that she was not a nurse at all. She was a fake nurse. Yes, you guys, a fake nurse got arrested in Florida opposing to be a nurse when she was actually not a nurse at all. And we're going to talk about that. Also, I want to keep you updated on what happened in Cincinnati, Ohio, of the woman who got sucker punched on the face, and now she's finally is giving an interview and letting you guys know her latest update and her status and how she's feeling right now. And then lastly, I just want to talk about social media. How, social media just, I feel like sensitize free speech. You can't say certain things. And then when you do say certain things, they immediately delete your post and saying that it's a violation or it's like some type of threat when you just voicing your opinion. And I want to talk about that. Are we going to be a state that we just can't speak our mind and have freedom of speech and just say what we want to say without being censored? So I'm going to talk about that. Welcome back, everyone, to That's It. Okay, you guys. So 29-year-old Autumn Bardisa, a Florida fake nurse who posed as a nurse, a registered nurse, got arrested, and she posed as a fake nurse. And I can't believe this is happening. I can't believe that they actually find this out. And I'm going to tell you a little bit of backstory what happened. So this is Aubrey and Bardisa, 29 years old, like I said, got arrested in Florida, and it's Palm Coast, Florida, north from here. And yeah, she treated 4,000 patients. Can you believe it? From January of, let me tell you right now, no, excuse me, pardon me, from June 2024 until January of 2025. And she was treating 4,000 patients without anyone not even realizing that she didn't have a license. She went to nursing school. She graduated from nursing school. She took the test. However, she did not pass the board of the nursing exam. So she opposed herself as a registered nurse when she didn't actually get her license. On top of that, she when she applied for the nursing position at Advent Health, because I guess there's a lot of shortage of nurses, and when she applied, she used someone else's identity. Yes, isn't that crazy? So check this out. She used someone's identity that had the same name as her but different last name. So this is what the reports are saying. So Baidozi allegedly claimed that she passed the nursing exam and used a license number belonging to another nurse. Okay, the nurse had, like I said, had the same first name, but explained that the last name was different. And she told the administrator who was hiring her that she just recently got married and she haven't had time to change her last name yet. So then the administrator said, "Well, just provide proof the next time that this is actually you." So I guess the administrator, whoever hired her, dropped the ball and didn't follow up on her. And then she's been a nurse treating patients for all this time, almost 2 years, you guys. Isn't that crazy? That's just wild and crazy. And the only reason that they exposed this because she was up for a review, and I guess one of the administrators noticed her paperwork that something was odd, and they realized this woman never had her license in to begin with, and then they had to fire her. And then they fired her. They reported it to the authorities, to one of the sheriff in Palm Coast, and then they had to do the investigation, obviously thoroughly, to make sure that what the administrator is saying is true. And they basically fact checked everything and realized this is true. This nurse, fake nurse, like I said, this is her fake nurse, Aubrey, and she opposed as a registered nurse, treated 4,000 patients, which is insane and crazy, and she got arrested. And I want to show you a clip of that. And she just looked very confused and scared. And I'm thinking to myself, why would you do that? Why would you risk, putting yourself in that position? You could have easily took the test again. You know what I mean? Why would you risk your hard work, your blood, sweat, and tears going to the program, spending money, taking time away from your family, your children, and everything to just treat patients when you don't have a license? That's a liability. You know what I mean? And a lot of people are saying, well, who's to blame for this? And people are saying that, well, she's to blame to this. No, the hospital is to blame to this as well, because they were so desperate to hire a nurse because there was a shortage of it, but they didn't even check. They didn't even do their diligence accordingly. You get what I'm saying? So it's the hospital's fault too. And I wouldn't be surprised if they get sued, because that's their fault on their end. Someone dropped the ball and they should have checked to make sure that all the paperwork and the credentials were accurate. Now, and in the license, because I have a Florida license of my real estate. Now, it doesn't have my date of birth. However, it has my real estate license number, my first and last name, and everything. But it shows proof that this is me. You know what I mean? Like if you go to a DMV, you know what I mean? If you want to change your license, they're going to, and you have your married license, you want to change it back to your maiden name, they're going to ask proof. Did you get a divorce? And if you did get a divorce, they want to see some type of document that you were divorced. They're just not going to change your name like that without any type of proof. And it's just mind-boggling to me in a hospital setting that they didn't do that. They didn't check thoroughly to make sure that's her, make sure that's her license number and everything. They're just like, okay, we just going to follow up later on. And later on turn out a month, and then another month, and then it turned out a year. And then they realized that because she was a good nurse, because she cared, she did, what's the word, that there was no complaint about her with her care with patients, because she was up for a review. But still, they should be blamed too. They should take accountability too, because they dropped the ball, especially her. And I really feel bad for Aubrey, because her career, her license is over. It's going to be suspended. And on top of that, the funny thing is, and it's not so funny, she took the exam this year and she passed. Go figure. She couldn't wait. She couldn't wait until she study again and retake the test. And then finally she did pass this year, and all that is gone. Her career, everything is finished and over with. You know what I mean? Because she made that stupid, foolish mistake by treating patients without a license. And she's lucky. She's very lucky that she didn't harm the patient. She didn't mismedicate them. You know what I mean? Because again, that's a liability. That's a lawsuit. And she is lucky that all they said in the report that she treated her patients very well, cared for them, and there was no complaints. But it could have went a different route. You get what I'm saying? It could have went a different route, and luckily it didn't. But I want you to take a look at the video when she got arrested in front of her home. Oops, that's the wrong clip. Sorry, you guys. There we go. No, we don't want to see you, Audrey, because we already did. There we go. And this is her Florida home in front of her house.
Hey there. Are you Autumn? Yeah. Can you step out of the car for me, please?
Sure.
Okay, turn around. Put your hands on your back.
Oh, wait, what's going on?
She looks so scared and nervous.
Okay, my child's across the street.
Okay, all right.
Am I being arrested?
You are.
Yes.
Please,
Hold on.
Can I ask, can I...
We have plenty of time to talk.
Okay.
Just give us just a minute.
Can I see my file?
Yeah. We'll take care of all that.
Can I see my file? So I can tell her I'm being arrested.
You have any other weapons? Julia 34 flag.
Oh, sorry.
There's one female secure.
Yeah, she looked freaked out and scared, like, what the hell just happened? Yeah, you're arrested because you were a fake nurse. You used someone else's name, someone else's license number, and pretend that you were an actual nurse when you wasn't. Yes, you graduated and you got your certificate, but you don't have your license, and it's against the law to treat patients without a license. Okay. And she got, like I said, she got fired from Advent Health, and she actually did pass her test, her license exam early of 2025. Now, according to the investigator, she did a good job enough that, she got a promotion, like I said, which, like I said, that trigger when they looked at her files and they realized, oh shoot, this woman don't have a license. This woman's been treating patients, 4,000 patients, you guys, 4,400 patients exact. Now, I'm going to make sure that I'm not going to any advent hospital, okay? Because now, if I ever go to a hospital, God forbid, I'm going to check your credentials. I want to see your license number. I want to see your badge. I want to make sure this is actually you that you're caring for, because that's scary. I know there's a shortage of nurses, but that's scary. You know what I mean? Like, patients need to feel safe and feel like they having good quality care by a profession. You know what I mean? Not some half-ass fake nurse who don't really have their license. That's scary, okay? And I wouldn't be surprised. If family members heard about this and sued the hospital, because the hospital should be sued, okay, for negligence, for not doing their job thoroughly. They should be sued. That's just my opinion. I don't know if that's going to happen, but that's just my thought. If I ever would have found out a nurse was taking care of my parents or any of my loved ones, and you you could have checked. You could have just checked further to make sure you have all the paperwork, all the things that you need, and you just bypass that because you were in desperate need for nurses and your staff. I would have sued, because what if, God forbid, something happened to my parents? Luckily, nothing happened to the patients, thank God, by the grace of God. But what if? What if? Because if she did harm to one of the patients or mismedicate them or give them the wrong medication, this whole situation would have went south. Is she going to do time? Absolutely, I will believe so. She's going to do time, and her license is going to be stripped. She's no longer going to be a nurse. I don't know how long, like once you, it all depends on the board if they can suspend your license indefinitely, that you can never become a nurse, or they might suspend it for a year or two. I don't know. I just don't know how it works. But I really feel bad for her, because she basically threw her career in the garbage, because she couldn't even wait. She couldn't wait enough to take the exam again, and sure enough, she passed. She failed the first time, she took it the second time, and she passed. And she couldn't just wait. So she threw her career in the trash. And I really don't feel sorry for her at all. I hope that, she learned from this and serve time, which she will, I hope. And I hope the hospital gets sued too. I really do, because, they're dumb on their part. They should have just done their job and make sure they had the right proper work. I just don't understand this. And any job that you apply for, they ask for all that stuff. They ask for your photo ID. Usually they request blood work, for a drug test, all that stuff. You know what I mean? And it's a hospital. It's not like it's some mom and pop shop or some, you know what I mean? It's a hospital, for goodness sake. You would think the hospital would be thorough. This is why I don't like hospitals. And this is why I don't trust hospitals. Because at the end of the day, it's just a money business in the hospital. And they don't care. In my opinion, I feel like they don't care about patients, because look what happened. You let a fake nurse treated 4,400 patients. That says a lot. But moving on. I want to move on from this. But Arbery, good luck. Because you're going to need a good lawyer. And that's all I'm going to say about that. Excuse me. Now, I want to update you on the downtown brothel, what happened in Cincinnati, Idaho, excuse me. Why is it Ohio? I don't know why I keep saying Ohio for some reason. Maybe I need to be there. I don't understand. Idaho. I don't know why I'm saying Ohio, so forgive me. And finally, this woman, Holly, she's doing her first interview after being sucker punched last month and knocked to the ground, almost nearly died. And, she was in the hospital, recovering and healing. And she's not releasing her last name because of her safety, rightfully so, because they're crazy people out there, especially those people that sucker punch her and attacked these men. And I saw the full footage of the video of a white man, touching another black in particular. There's no excuse. You shouldn't put your hands on anyone. But my thing is, there should have been a bigger person and walked away. But then again, when you saw the video, it got escalated to the point that there was violence, there was, attack. No one didn't call the police except for that one person. And we just finding out that that one person who did call 911, she was being attacked as well. She finally escaped from the brothel and hid in the bushes and then called 911. Everyone else just stared, just cheering on, just having their phones and recording. Is utterly disgusting. This is why Black America, that's why they don't succeed, majority of them. This is it. They act like thugs. They act like criminals. They act like wild pack of dogs, just attacking people for no apparent reason, sucker punching a woman, you know what I mean? And then they turn around to be victims, playing that they're victims. Oh, why me this and that. I'm like, well, perfect example. Look what you're doing. Look what you're doing in downtown in a public place. Beating up people, kicking them, okay, left and right, and then you turn around and you play victim. And this is some Black American people, okay? Not all of them, okay? There are some Black American people that's very intelligent, smart, know what to know from right from wrong, and don't act like wild dogs. And you get majority of them acting crazy and foolish, and then they turn around and they're saying they're victims. You know, they don't take any accountability. Look what happened to William McNeil. The young gentleman got pulled over by a cop in Tallahassee. All he had to do is just follow the rules, okay? Follow the rules. When the officer asks you license and registration, what did he do? He said no and shut the door. And look what happened. I'm not condoning what the officer did by sucker punching him in the face, but still, if he would have just gave him his license and registration, all this could have been prevented for him. But no, he thought that he was above the law, above the authority, like he shouldn't be listening to anyone, like he was just better than anyone. And look what happened. Look what happened. And then when people realize they saw the full footage, yeah, we see the point now. It's not fully him. You know, he was trying to play the victim when he was not the victim, okay? He just didn't want to listen to authorities. He thought that he was right. You know, and if a police officer did you wrong, you just ask for that badge number. You just record everything, say, no, sir, yes, sir. And then you go the next day, you file for a complaint. That's what normal people would do, right? But no, you just give pushback, and look what happened. I'm sorry, I'm off topic here, but I just get so enraged and disgusted when Black American men feel like they're the victims of everything when they're not the victims. They're not, because they don't want to take accountability. They feel like they're just above the law. They feel like they can do whatever they want. They feel like they're entitled. You're not entitled, okay? You're not. You're just ignorant, dumb, stupid, and feel like you can just do whatever you want when you can't. You can't. You just can't. You can't just sucker punch a woman when she was just trying to break the fight out and trying to help this gentleman, and then that's what you do. And that's okay. And people are just laughing and cheering on and recording everything. It's utterly disgusting. Like, what's happening to our society that when you see someone being beaten to death and just kicking in the head and whatever, you just lie down and just watch. But if it was the other way around, if it was a white man doing that to a Black man, oh, forget it. They would be talking about race, this, that, all over the place. It would be all over social media. The hypocrisy of it all. You get what I'm saying? If it was reversed, forget it. It'd be all over social media because it was the other way around. They play like they're the victims, like it was their fault, and then they deserve to, beat up on unarmed man. It was like 10 against 2 of them. The 2 men were being beaten down to death. How's that fair? You know what I mean? Like, it's just crazy to me. But I just want to remind you guys and show you the footage of what happened in Cincinnati downtown. Viewer discretion advised. I advise you don't let your children watch this. And I just want to remind you of the video of what happened last month. Take a look. What happened to the mayor? I mean, the chief. I haven't heard her said anything about what's going on here. Disgusting. Look at her wig. Her wig got pulled off. Look at that. That's what you get. Everyone was recording this. Not a single person calling 911 except for that one particular person. So I didn't see that part when the black woman hit this woman, Holly, actually in the head, in the back of her head. And that's when the other dude sucker punched her in the face. I didn't see that part. You know what I mean? And it's just disgusting. Absolutely disgusting.
Sleeping again.
Unbelievable.
I got that too.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Absolutely disgusting. I'm just appalled by this. I can't believe this is happening in America, that people can disallow this. And you know, the sheriff of Cincinnati can allow this, and it's just utterly disgusting, excuse me, and I'm disgusted by this. But luckily, 6 suspects has been charged of this incident, and I hope that they lock them up and throw away the key. You know what I mean? And there should be a law, like if you witness something and you just record it on your phone, that you should be fined for that. You know what I mean? I think there should be some type of law or something like that, because this is unacceptable and it should never ever happen again. If you see something, say something. If call the cops, do the right thing. Don't just let innocent civilians just being attacked to death by other people because you're trying to enjoy the crowd. You're just trying to have it record it on your phone so you can have so your platform can be viral. It's disgusting, and it's not even worth it. It's disgusting. But I'm going to let you listen to Holly's first interview that she made, her first statement, and how she's doing and how she's handling the whole situation that happened to her. So take a listen to what she has to say.
The man who attacked me and might have permanently damaged me forever should never have been on the streets, ever. And the fact that he had just gotten out of jail previously for something he should have been in there for years, it's really sad to me because I can't even fathom how many other people who have been attacked by the same type of man over and over and over. In Toledo, in Columbus, Cincinnati, Dayton, our streets are being taken over and nobody is doing anything.
Bunch of criminals.
So sad. And I need to be the voice to help all of the victims that never got their justice.
That's it. Justice. Bunch of thugs. That made me sick. Disgusting. I agree with her. I agree with her 100%. You know what I mean? She needs to be the voice. Other people need to be voices and say something, because it's utterly disgusting. Disgusting that I say. Anyway, I'm going to show you the next clip of her second interview that she did with a reporter in Cincinnati. And my heart is break for her because she's never going to be the same. Okay? That woman is traumatized. She's going to be needing therapy. I won't be surprised that she's afraid to walk out that door. That she's just going to be this person that's just going to stay home and be afraid to walk out that door. And who can blame her? That's traumatizing. She could have been dead, you guys. Okay, she could have been dead. She got sucker punched and her head laid down on the concrete floor. Okay, she could have had a permanent brain damage. Okay, her life is never going to be the same. But she's working on it. It's a traumatizing thing for her. Can you imagine? You know what I mean? And my heart goes out for her. And she should get justice. She should get justice because that shouldn't have happened to her. All she did was trying to break up the fight because she knew it was wrong. And by her intervening, and she got sucker punched in the face for no apparent reason and got knocked in the head. Why? What did she do to you? What did she do to you? Nothing. All she wanted to do is just help somebody who was getting beaten up, 5 against 1. That's all she was doing. She was trying to do the right thing. And and you know what? I would have done the same thing too. I would have said, this is not right. Definitely would have called 911 and intervened. Like, what are you doing? This is not right. This is absolutely wrong. Break it up. Let's go. Law enforcement is on its way. No, but everyone was just recording it like it was just some hot thing. Like it was so cool, so cool. And look what happened. 6 of them are arrested, and good for them. They should be locked up and thrown away to keep a bunch of thugs. Disgusting. But take a listen to her second interview, what she has to say about her trauma.
I'm terrified to go outside. I have panic attacks. It's like full-blown panic attacks. Like my whole body just starts tingling, and it's like I can't breathe. That it's like I'm there in that moment again, over and over every time I have a panic attack, and where my brain is having trouble understanding like what's real, what's not real. It feels like it's happening over and over again. It's my brain's like I'm safe, I'm okay, but then it's like that moment of panic of like thinking that I'm there. We are victims, and I know for a fact that I did absolutely nothing wrong other than trying to help someone. That's really all I can say about it, but it is, the light will be shed at some point, and you guys will see that this was a heinous crime for no reason.
I agree. That's it. Heinous crime for no reason. She didn't do anything. She was the innocent bystander who got into a crossfire trying to help out, and this what happens to her. So my heart goes out to her. I will pray for her for a speedy recovery and for her to to work on what she's going through. It's not going to be easy. It's going to be a long road ahead of her, but I know that with friends and family and people that supported her and backing her up, especially me, I'm backing her up, that everything's going to work itself out. And I hope she sues. A lot of people are suing, so why not? I hope she sue. I hope she gets justice and be the voice, because this should never, ever happen again. Ever. They should have some type of law or something, a bill or something in her name that this should never happen again. And like I said, this woman is lucky to be alive, and all the glory goes to God. It was just not her time yet. It was just not her time to go to heaven. And that's all I'm going to say about that topic. Now, I want to touch base on TikTok. Okay, I comment on something in regards to Brigitte Macron. Candace Owens is doing obviously being sued by the French president, and claiming that she has a penis and she was born as a man. And after watching the series and doing my own research as well and reading the book, this is a man. Was born as a man, and so much stuff is just so going on, and obviously they're hiding something that they don't want the French people to know. Obviously the American people don't know, and a lot of people are saying that it's a conspiracy theory. Candace is out of her mind, like this is not a man, this is actually a woman. And if that's the case, then she would have provided some proof. But anyway, I made a comment on TikTok and they removed it. They're saying this comment violates our community guidelines. What the hell that means? You're not elaborating what that means, because I don't even know what the freak that means. What that mean? And this is what I said, literally verbatim. Why not debunk it? If she was born as a woman, why she don't produce any pictures of her and her 3 children? Why there's any pictures? Why there's any pictures of her in college, high school, wedding photos? Brigitte Macron is a man. He is really Jean-Claude Trudeau. Hopefully I'm saying it correctly. And that's what I said. What is a violation? And I'm like saying to myself, you're trying to censor my speech? You're trying to censor my opinions, what I have to say? For what? This is my opinion. I did not violate anything. I did not put a hate crime. So what are you talking about, TikTok? That's why I feel like TikTok is just so full of shit. Like you just have to say certain things to please them. And I don't want to do that, okay? I live in America, for goodness sake. I don't live in a foreign country that I should be censored and watch what I say, okay? This is not a crime. What I said is not a crime. And for them to to remove it is utterly absurd. I did appealed it, and then they turn around and said, "Well, we're not going to post it." Well, I reposted it back. How about that? Because what you're doing is wrong. You cannot just censor people because they have an opinion about something. Okay, like Brigitte Macron and her husband, her son, whoever. Okay, they don't control the country. They don't control the United States. Okay, I don't feel like that I should be censored or stop saying certain things because it's pleasing to you. No, I don't. I'm not dealing with that. That is the most stupid and absurd thing in my life. Okay, I think I have a right to say whatever I want and voice my opinion as long as not putting any harm to anyone, as long as I'm not violating the community guidelines, which I don't know what the F that means because I didn't violate anything. You just didn't like what I said, and you just removed it and used this fancy word, excuse me, community guidelines violation. You probably don't even know what that means. You just made it look fancy and pretty, okay? And which is utterly absurd. You can't say things, and it's just so disgusting. Like we live in America that we should have free speech. We should be allowed to say whatever we want and not be censored and not shut up about it. Just like we should be allowed to talk about Israel, government, and what's going on in that war for the last 2 years and not be afraid to talk about it. And if you do talk about it, you are a Jewish hater. You are anti-Semitic. You are whatever. I don't give a crap what people say because I know who I am. God knows who I am. He knows that I love everyone. Jewish, Haitian, Hispanic, whoever. I don't hate anyone. But when I see what's going on, because I have eyes to see that innocent children are being starved to death and being killed, and people are being shot at because they're just trying to get food, that's when I have a problem with. Okay? I don't have a problem with the Israel people in Israel. Absolutely not. I have a problem with the Israel government. And I think that we are entitled to say that without being afraid that President Trump is going to stop funding 1.9 funding because if you're not going to take Israel's side, it's not even about sides. It's about right and wrong. It's about human life. That's what side I'm on. Human life. Okay? And I made it very clear to my brother-in-law and my sister because we had a debate about this last weekend that I want to do like a GoFundMe for the Palestinian children. And then my brother-in-law said, "Well, why? Why are you doing that when they're criminals?" Yeah, I'm aware Hamas is a criminal. It's a terrorist organization. I'm fully aware of what they've been doing and what they're capable of. I haven't forgot about that. But what I'm doing is helping starving children and mothers. That's what I'm doing. I'm not taking sides. I don't trust the Israel government if my life depends on it, okay? I believe, in my opinion, they're corrupt. I don't trust that Prime Minister, Benjamin Yahoo, whatever, okay? I don't trust him. He looks evil and demented to me, okay? He looks like he's possessed by the devil. That's just my opinion, okay? I don't trust the Israel government. However, I do love and care about Jewish people, and I want them to be safe and protected. And that's what I was telling my brother-in-law. I understand at first about the war, why it started in the first place, that you have to protect your land, you have to protect your people. I get that. You have to defend your people and your land. I get all that. Even though I don't condone wars, because I don't feel like we should be paying for their wars. You get what I'm saying? But when it comes to innocent children and lives are being destroyed and babies are being killed, shot at, being debris is underneath them and stuff like that. That's where I draw the line on both sides. You get what I'm saying? Both sides. And on top of that, the war should end. President Trump has the power to end this. And for the fathom of me, I don't understand why he's not ending this. I don't know why he's giving all the power to Benjamin, because he's setting rules for what's that? Oh gosh, what's that president's name? President Putin, Vladimir Putin. He's telling him that this needs to end. So why are you not applying the same thing for Benjamin Netanyahu? Why are you not saying that to him, that this war needs to end? Release the hostage. If you don't release the hostage, this is what's going to happen. Make something happen. President Trump has that power, but he's not doing it though. But you're demanding Russia and Ukraine to stop the war. You demanding Putin to put an end to this. And if he doesn't, then you got to do something about it. So why you can't apply the same energy, President Trump, to the Israel government? Again, I don't know what relationship he has with the Israel government, but it seems like they're he's very protected by them for some weird reason. I don't know why. It's just very weird and disturbing to me that he's not seeing that innocent women and children are being starved to death and being killed left and right. That's what I have a problem with, and that's what I told my brother-in-law and my sister. That's what I have a problem with. Okay, I'm not taking anyone's side. I'm pro-life. Okay, pro-life. That's the bottom line. That's the way it goes, and that's it. That's it. And I just don't like what is going on. I just don't like what I'm seeing, and I feel like I have every right to voice that opinion. So I know I'm going off topic here, but the point of the matter is, if I want to post or talk about the war, how, in my opinion, I told them that it's genocide, because it is. It's ethnic cleansing. They're trying to wipe out, the Palestinian people. And even he said it in his own words, Benjamin Netanyahu. He said it. He's trying to occupy Gaza. So what's that mean? My understanding is he's just trying to get rid of all the people, move them out so he can take their land. Okay? To me, that's genocide. Point blank, period. Genocide. I don't care what anyone says. Everyone has their own opinion, but I have eyes that I can see. I read. I see what's going on, and it's utterly disgusting and despicable, and we need to put an end to this. We need to free the Palestinians. We just need the war to stop and all the killing to stop about that. And I think I have every right to post that and point and express how I feel. Just like I have a right to express how I feel about Brigitte Macron. And what I just post does not violate any community guidelines at all. You're just trying to censor my speech. You're trying to shut me up. And that's not happening, okay? Because I have my First Amendment rights to say whatever I want to say, within reason, obviously, okay? And for them to do that, that just infuriates me even more, and that's why I reposted it again, and again, and again, and again, and again. And if you want to delete my page, go ahead. Get rid of my TikTok. I really don't give a flying you-know-what, okay? I really don't. But you're not going to shut me up and censor my speech, okay? It's not happening. And that's all I'm going to say about that. But before I let you go, guys, I just want to show you a very funny video just to lighten up the mood, because, when I get passionate about something, I get heated, okay? I get so heated, sometimes I don't even know what the hell am I saying. My words turn out wrong, or I say the wrong things because I'm just so passionate about things that's dear to my heart. When it comes to children, innocent children, forget it. I'm off the rails, okay? When it comes to anything, I'm very passionate and very true, dear to my heart. And that's what you're seeing, okay? You're not seeing any anger. You're just seeing something of me passionate. And I like to talk about it, and I like to address about it, and I just don't like to be shut up about it. I don't like anyone telling me what to do, what to say, and tell me how to say it. Okay? No. Wrong person, okay? Because that's not happening. But anyway, see, I'm ramping on, and I apologize. But I just want to show you this funny video before I go, and it is hilarious. It's a customer at Popeyes, and I don't know which state this is in. I just saw it on TikTok, and it went viral, that it was a heated exchange of a customer and an employee over they were screaming match over food. Now let me tell you something. When you're hungry, all bets are off. Okay, when you're hungry, you just you just lose your mind. Okay, all you're thinking about is the food. And that woman, that customer, she was thinking she just wanted a Popeye chicken or whatever. I don't even like Popeyes, to be honest with you, because it's very salty. Ooh, high sodium. Gotta ease up on that. But anyway, I just want you to watch it because it's just so funny and it just made me laugh to the point that I almost fell off my chair at work. Luckily, that did not happen because then someone would have recorded that and that would have went viral and that would have been crazy. But take a watch of the heated exchange in Popeyes.
What is your problem? Nobody, like I said, give me a minute. It's mad people here. You're not the only one. I said, give me a minute. I said yes or no. Well, how can I answer a question if I'm talking to a customer? I said,
look at this guy. He's just standing there like, when are you gonna get to me, ma'am? Like, I'm hungry and I'm ready to order. That's the face expression that he's giving right now. Like, I'm ready to order. Like, can we hurry up now?
yes, I want to. You got crazy. Stop. What are you talking about? I said, give me a minute on your phone. I'm on the mic. You're getting crazy. Every time it's you. No, it's not. If I said, give me a minute, give me a minute.
I'm professional.
Quit your job. Come on, it's gonna be it. Yeah. Go to the back. I'll smack fire at you. Don't pay me. Don't come for me. I'm real respectful.
Don't come for her. She is hungry and she wants one of her Popeye chicken, okay? Don't come for me. So apparently she was at the drive-thru, the customer, and I guess something happened that she got upset that she went inside and she wanted something.
I'm just asking you a question. What are you being nasty for? What are you being nasty for? Now you don't like it. Give you exactly what you asked for. Don't play with me. I'm out of here. It's not that serious. Bring your little bum ass shot and you fucking like it. You sell it. You read that.
Okay. Now, listen. What happened to sweet, good customer service, you know? Customers are always right, unfortunately, especially if you don't agree what they're saying or if they're getting nasty or there's a heated exchange. You just have to bite the bullet and just say no problem and just give them what they want. Because at the end of the day, they're right and you're wrong. I should know this because I work in the medical field and sometimes it doesn't work out in our favor, even though we know that we're right and they're wrong. And sometimes you just have to treat customers and kill them with kindness. Just kill them with kindness. That's what I do. You know, I just kill them with kindness. And when you kill them with kindness, it goes a long way. And then they start to calm down and they realize, oh, shoot, I'm embarrassing myself. I'm looking crazy. Let me, you know what I mean? And sometimes and then they apologize. It all depends on the person. No, but when you start screaming and yelling, going back and forth, you're not hearing each other. 2, you're not solving the problem. 3, you're just escalating it even 10 times worse. That someone just record you, like whoever did that, and put it on their TikTok page, and it went viral. And now both of them look foolish and ridiculous over Popeyes order. So just remember, you know, wherever you work, if you get a screaming, angry customer or patient, just kill them with kindness and just walk away. Just walk away, you know, and that's it. And that's all I have to say about that. Thank you so much, you guys, for watching. That's it. I hope you enjoyed that last video, and I will see you guys tomorrow.